the Dallas Mavericks have a long road ahead of them if they want to make it back to the NBA Finals. But the good news for them and all of Mavericks fans is that they had probably the best offseason in the NBA, bringing in Quentin Grimes, Naji Marshall, and Klay Thompson to replace Josh Green, Derrick Jones, and Tim Hardaway Jr. I mean, across the board, you got better right there. You have a very much revamped bench that is going to be looking very good this year. And you have Klay Thompson, of course, who we just mentioned, who is still an elite shooter, still one of the best catch and shoot guys in the NBA, even got a little bit left off the bounce. And this is their potential starting lineup next year. Now, there is a big issue with that lineup, and that issue is that there's no perimeter defense there whatsoever. So, obviously, you're going to have to stagger the minutes between Luka, Klay, and Kyrie. One of these guys will probably start. It's going to be Naji Marshall. It's probably not going to be Omax Prosper. Maybe towards the end of the year, because I am thinking Omax has a big year. But 3 years, $50 million for Klay was a big time deal. 18 points a game, 3.3 rebounds, 2.3 assists in 29 minutes per game, ultimately deciding to leave the Warriors. 43% shooting from the field last year, 39% from 3 on 9 attempts. Played 77 games. So, I mean, he's back. He's fully durable. He played almost the entire season last year. He can still create a little bit. As you can see here, the dump off to Wiggins. The transition buckets, the athleticism is not what it used to be, and that is putting it nicely. However, he is still an elite catch and shoot guy, as you can see here off the pass from CP, and he is going to benefit so much from Luka and Kyrie being his 2 point guards. The Mavs only shot 35% from 3 in the playoffs and only 31% in the NBA Finals. So that's a big issue that they had to fix. And don't let 0 for 10 distract you, right? Klay Thompson is still one of the best shooters in the NBA. He made 6 or more threes 13 times last year. Definitely a guy to watch out for next year. I give that move an A++, and then I give this Naji Marshall move an A++++, because this was one of, if not my favorite moves of the entire offseason, replacing Derrick Jones with a better version of him. 6'7", 225 with a 7'1" wingspan, and they got him for cheaper than what Derrick Jones signed with the Clippers for. I mean, this is perfect right here. Great defense there. He's just a dog. UDFA, junkyard dog that comes in, and he's going to be defending on the perimeter from day one. That's what he does, locking up Jason Tatum right there. Now he's going to be guarding De'Aaron Fox. Give me those. We're going the other way. Zion. Big Z's going to dunk it. 7 points a game, 3.6 rebounds, 2 assists last year for Naji Marshall. And you might not be like, overwhelmed by those numbers. But he did sign a 3-year, $27 million deal, and he only played 19 minutes per game last year, despite the fact that he shot 46% from the field and 39% from 3. He was buried under all the wings that I just showed you. Here he is in trail coverage. He's going to recover, get back onto Cam Thomas, and force the turnover. Perfect fit alongside of Luka and Kyrie, a guy that he's a better shooter than Derrick Jones Jr. and probably, honestly, a better defender. Just not quite as athletic, so we won't have all the cool lobs from Luka to Derrick Jones, but still an A++ for Nico Harrison. Great job this offseason. And I mean, well, we haven't even talked about all the additions yet. You also got to talk about Quentin Grimes, who is a great addition, great defender, great wing at 6'5" with a 6'8" wingspan. He is going to be very, very good this year. Very solid off the bench for this Mavs team. I love this addition. He only averaged 7 and 2 last year in 20 minutes. But you got to look beyond that, because he's a great defender, as you can see here, locking up Donovan Mitchell. That's a bad miss. Yes, he only shot 37% from the field and 34% from 3 last year on 5 attempts. But if you look back to 2022-23, his last full season with one team, which was with the New York Knicks, he averaged 11.3 points per game, 3.5 rebounds, 2.3 assists in 30 minutes per game. And I am very hopeful for Q Grimes in Dallas. 47% from the field, 39% from 3 on 5 attempts. He's a plus defender. Both he and Marshall, 39% from 3, and then Klay is 39% as well. So they bring in 3 39% shooters from the 3 ball, losing Tim Hardaway Jr., who's like 30%, and Derrick Jones, who's like 34%, and was a complete liability in the finals. If you've made it this far into the video, make sure to the like button, leave me a comment down below, and hit that subscribe button. We're trying to hit 20K, and also we're trying to hit about 200 likes on today's video, so if you could help us out with that, it'd be greatly appreciated. And with that being said, let's go ahead and continue on. Getting back to the video, looking at Luka and Kyrie, the big two here in Dallas. And Luka, these numbers, there really aren't words to describe these numbers that he just put up. 34 points a game, 10 rebounds, 9 assists, 1.4 steals. The man was on another level this year. Probably could have easily won MVP over Jokic and company, but he didn't. 49% from the field, 38% from 3 on 10 attempts, and that was a big question mark for Luka last year, why he shot so poorly from 3. Well, now he shot 38% from 3 on pretty much step backs, which is ridiculous, to say the least. And then you also have Kyrie Irving, who has kept his nose clean, has done a fantastic job in Dallas of not creating any drama, which was what he was kind of known for, coming over from Boston and Brooklyn, then coming to Dallas. 25.6 points per game, 5.2 assists, 5 rebounds, 1.3 steals for Kyrie last year. And the best part about this is he did it on 50-40-90 efficiency, the most exclusive shooting club in the NBA, and Kyrie did that while averaging 26 a game and got really no publicity for it. Heck of a year from Kyrie last year. We'll give him his flowers here because he deserves it. Now, they also have some youth on this team with Derek Lively, with Max Prosper, with Jaden Hardy and company, and that's what's going to have to carry this team through the future because they have very few first-round picks. A lot of their picks are elsewhere, due to trades to bring in Kyrie. They're still paying for that Kristaps Porzingis trade a little bit. They also just brought in Spencer Dinwiddie, who averages 10.5 points per game, 4.7 rebounds, 2.7 assists in 28 minutes per game. Last year for the Lakers, he shot 39% from the field, 34% from 3, so not great, but he is a very welcome addition as a veteran guard to have on this team. And then, getting back to that young core, they have Lively, who's already a star at 20 years old, just set a record in the Western Conference Finals, didn't miss a single shot, which is kind of crazy if you think about it as a 20-year-old rookie. But he averaged 8.8 points a game, 7 rebounds, 1.1 assists, and 1.4 blocks per game last year. Finishing the dunk there, he's great around the rim, 75% from the field. I mean, he can dunk without jumping. You got to be good at finishing if you're that dang tall. He only played 24 minutes a game as well. And another thing about Lively, he's a very good passer against the blitz. So if he catches it in, the mid-post area around the elbow, he's a good passer out of that, which is another reason why he gets to play even more. Now you have Jaden Hardy as well, another young guy who got some time in the playoffs, got some burn, and didn't disappoint until the finals. He looked a little bit overwhelmed in the finals, but in the Western Conference Finals, he played really, really good basketball. 7.3 points per game, 1.8 rebounds, 1.5 assists in 14 minutes last year for Jaden Hardy. 41% shooting from the field, 37% from 3 on 3.1 attempts per game. And if you look at the per 36 numbers, he averaged 20 points a game, 4.8 rebounds, and 4 assists per game last year. He's still 21 last year. He's going to be 22 this coming year. I think he is a guy that could be in line for some more minutes maybe. And then you also have their secret weapon in Max Prosper, who was the number 24 overall pick in last year's draft. And I've been very high on Max since he got drafted. I thought that was the perfect addition, he and Lively. Now, we knew he probably wasn't going to play a lot in year one, but he's 6'8" with a 7'1" wingspan, and he's getting the defense down pat. Very good defender coming out of college. I think he has all the tools to become a great defender at this level. Very good athlete. Almost fell on his face right there, but he averaged 4.8 minutes per game in just 40 games played last year. Didn't get a chance to show what he's all about. I think this year he's going to have a big-time year. And I think the Mavericks are going to have a big-time year as well. I love this offseason for Nico Harrison and company. With that being said, that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like button, leave me a comment down below, and hit that subscribe button. And with all that being said, thank you so much for watching today's video.